And what was it that began the process towards the Combine alternative
being established, the Combine being established? Well, as I say, all the sites were organised, and at that time it was organised on the shop floor and at the staff areas. And you were talking about 9 different unions on those 17 sites. And management used to play one union off against another. I mean, when you got 2 sets of conditions of service, obviously it's going to be easy to play the staff against the works. But what they did, they played one lot of manual workers off against another on a different side. So the people, you didn't really know what was going on all those different sides, 17 sides. So there was no other, it was born of necessity. The Combine was born of necessity. Like trade unions were born of necessity. You know what I mean? You've got a multi-site factory, multi-site company there with 9 unions, and you had to, Lucas Aerospace and Lucas Industries had got a single voice. They knew what they were going to offer you in pay that year, or the pension scheme, or new technology. They got that particular focus, and we hadn't. So we had to set up a Combine, which is the senior stewards. It wasn't replacing the unions. The unions still existed, their structures, and we still operated within those. But on top of that, we put that layer of the Combine, which was the senior stewards representing all of the factories, all of the unions, with a common voice on matters which were of a common interest. You understand? Yeah. Like pensions, for instance, and the introduction of technology, and of course rationalisation and redundancy. Yeah. So those were common issues that that had to be addressed in a common way.
So in a sense, it was building a solidarity between people that were actively being divided by the...
That's correct. Mm-hmm. That sums it up. Yes, that's what it was. And then, 1974, Labour were elected. And it was quite a radical programme. Ben was talking about nationalising 20 companies. And to give him his credit, he met with us. 30 odd of us went to see him at the Department of Trade and Industry, and we sat down with him, which much to they were much upset, the full-time officials, you see, because he was willing to sit down with shop stewards and talk about issues. And we asked him then about, you know, was we going to be included in the nationalisation plans? And he said no, we were not going to be included in nationalisation. The component part of aerospace, yeah. The Rolls Royces were already nationalised, and other sort of mainframe parts of the aerospace industry were going to be nationalised, but not the components part as being a part of. So then,
what was preventing the components part of Lucas Aerospace from being nationalised?
I don't know. I mean, that was not government policy, you know, presumably. I don't know why. I mean, he never said why. We're still pressing for it. We were still pressing for it, even when we developed the plan, that we wanted to be part of the nationalised industry. But that meeting, he says, well, you know, it's no good coming to me just and say we want some money to prop the company up. You'll have to put forward an alternative to what the company's saying. Yeah. And that's sowed the seeds of the corporate plan. And then the Combine went back and think, well, how are we going to deal with this? Well, let's keep pressing for nationalisation. Yeah, you know, they moved a motion to do that. But let's have a look and see what we can do with regard to providing a plan.